What is up, everybody? Hello. Tonight on the live, just going to be cutting some bands, experimenting with some different latexes and different sizes as well. Web Shooter, what is up? Thanks for joining me. Al, thanks for joining. I got bored tonight, so I thought I'd cut some latex, and I figured if I'm cutting latex, might as well start talking to everybody. Zach, Tim, Luke, thank you for joining, guys. Oh boy, I think I used the wrong camera though, because it's going to be hard to have you guys see what I'm doing down here and see me and me. Anyway, we'll figure it out as we go, right? Oh, I have gone through a lot of bands and have not been making any, so I've needed to cut some latex. Figure I can do that today. And I want to experiment with some. Slingberger, thanks for joining. Jeremy, thanks for joining. See, I knew I had some somewhere. Not making tubes tonight. I will make a target, though. I want to hang this guy up and see if I can hit that down here. What do you guys know? Am I supposed to shoot the rivet side or the flat side? What do you guys recommend? So I'm going to start with my typical band cutting. I'm going to use my template. This is my long draw template. It says it's a 290, and I usually cut it just larger than 290. Let's do some measuring here. 290 is actually just under 11 and a half inches, just under it. So I usually cut at 11 and a half. All right, let's see if anybody answered my question. The rivet, says Zach. Zach, are you the only one that responded to that? Shoot the rivet. All right, I'll shoot the rivet, says Zach. Thank you, Zach, for being cool enough to answer the question. All these guys are just paying attention to each other in this stupid chat and not paying attention to me. This is why you're here, guys. You're talking to me. I'm kidding. Anyway. Vinny, thanks for joining. All right. Mac, how you doing? Oh, you shut up just as I was crying. What was the question? Rivet or flat side on this target here? Do I shoot at that little rivet right there, or do I shoot at this flat side right there? Center punch that rivet. All right. Slingburger's here just to ignore me. Great. Thanks for coming in to ignore me, buddy. I appreciate it. Oh, if Mikey were in here, he'd be happy to see this. This is that roll's getting used up. I might have to make an order here soon. This is the electric 0.45 white, and oh my. I am looking like this is going to be my last cut with this roll. Okay, so I might as well show you what I'm doing here. I know most of you guys know how to cut bands, but I figured I'm just going to be doing this so I can show you guys my way of doing it, so you guys know how to do it right when you go back to do it. You did, Luke. You did. Good shooting on that 30, 20, 10 challenge. Guys, if you haven't seen it, Cool Hand Luke went out and did a challenge of mine that I've had up for years. Tim Henry has shot this challenge as well. It's the 30, 20, 10. A 30 millimeter target, 20 shots at it from 10 meters away. He scored, in my book, 11 out of 20. He said Nick's didn't count, but he was also shooting something just smaller than 30 millimeters. So I give it to him. Good shooting, Luke. Good shooting, man. That's better than I did at that point. If you look at that video of mine, that was, I was probably 3 to 6 months in at that time, I think, somewhere around there. So that's pretty cool that you were able to do that well. I have not revisited that challenge, and I need to badly. Yeah. So here I am just laying this out in the right direction, and I'm just getting things going. So I take this, I use the side of my template to be the guide to cut the band at the correct length. And that's all I had left of the electric 0.45. I do technically have a little more left in this little container here, but all these are cut a little shorter than I prefer. What do I have? 270 and 280, I believe. No, 270 and 272, I think is what I did there. And I prefer 280. That's my 280 line. I was experimenting with just seeing how distances worked and that sort of stuff with that length. And yeah, found that I still prefer 280. That's what I took to the tournament then, was all 280s. There's a reason behind the cool hand. That is true. Punk, thanks for joining. I forgot to say hello to you yet. Vinny, what template did you order? Curious what size. Oh, you're a 2012 shooter, right? 2012? But short draw. Yeah, Tim, shoot that challenge again, man. I need to do it as well. I should probably shoot my own challenge, right? I did it years back, but that was short draw with a natty that I had made. So, and I was shooting Amazon bands. It was like some band that came with an Amazon slingshot. I really liked those bands. They held up. I had no clue what kind of latex it was. 2214. Okay. Yeah, Jose, you got to do the mousetrap challenge, man. Come on. You were lagging, dude. That was so last week. Vinny, you're shooting frameless now? Are you kidding me? Knuckles. Welcome, sir. Thanks for joining me. I'm over here cutting bands using my long draw template. And we're going to see, this is my standard band cutting, but then I'm going to go into some experimentation and cut some different latexes at different sizes. And I'll explain why I cut what at different sizes. What I can explain now is I have done a lot of experimentation on figuring out the band size and taper I like. And I landed on the 2012 at just over 290. And when I say just over, I mean just over. So basically 290. It's 11 and a half inches. That's what gets me there. All right. So the one thing when cutting bands, guys, do not cut your hand off or fingertips. It could be gruesome. These things are sharp. And I find I have to hold this down like this to keep it from sliding around or moving. So my finger, especially my thumb and forefinger tip, are here, and I'm just zipping along. So make sure you're moving your hand out of the way. If you've never done this before, I know most of you are like, thanks for the tip, bro, Mr. Obvious. And using a sharp blade. When the blades get dull, these things don't cut well. And when they don't cut well, you're going to struggle at getting it to work decently. All right. The sad thing about this template is it cuts an uneven amount of bands. What is that useful for? These little scrap pieces that come off, I use as wrap and tuck ties. And then I pull off 1, 2, and then I make each one of these a set. And do it again. 1, 2, and then this one's a set, and this one's a set, so I get 4 bands and a spare. Who knows what I can do with that spare? I'll save it. Turtle, thanks for joining, by the way. Hello. You set it diagonal to naturally move. I see that. Knuckles found it obvious after he cut himself. Good. See, Knuckles, some of us learn from other experiences, and some of us just have to learn from our own experiences. That's how it goes. Turtle likes the 0.45 Omega. The draw is nice, and you haven't tried the 0.5 yet. That's I have some of the green. The thing I don't like about green is I do a lot of outdoor shooting, and green matches grass. And when I'm pulling back in the background, it's camouflage to me. It's kind of hard to know if I'm lining it up. That white allows me a good straight bead to figure out. It's just my preference. Some of you probably think I'm crazy for saying it. Not going to blame you. All right, so we have some bands to tie now. You can watch me tie some bands. This thing I want to show off. Not my crotch, sorry for the crotch shot, but you're going to have to deal with that. This is my band tying jig. I bought a cheap one. I can't remember from where, but I did not like the clamp that came with it. It was a crappy little, like, pinch down clamp that just didn't hold well. So I put this little guy on it, and yeah, works much better. Much better. That pulls it back to the stretch. Works great. You'll see me use it here in a second. The other thing that some of you have seen before, Chuck and Steele gave me this idea. This is a little desk organizer, but oh my gosh, talk about perfect. I picked this up on Amazon for like $4 or something, and I've got everything I need in here to make bands and do what I need. It's a great little organizer, a bunch of different bands. I've got my ruler in here, and in the center, the one thing I had to do was put a dowel rod in there and some like foam to keep it there. It's like a pool noodle type thing, but then I can just set this stuff right there, and I pull this off to the lengths I need. It's very nice, if you ask me. Yeah, Webb. I want to. I'm a Jordan wannabe, man. I'm a Jordan wannabe. Stealing his crotch shot for sure. I'm not gonna say any more about that though. All right, let's tie some bands. Now what I need to do is get some pouches, and this is old latex that is starting to rip. Look at that. A tear has appeared in my band. I don't know. Can you see that? I can't see it. There it is. Ah, there you can see. Kind of there. Anyway. So I reuse my pouches. Most people probably do that as well. I don't know anybody who's like, I only shoot new pouches. Anybody a new pouch? Zach, thanks for stopping in, man. Go be a good dad. I will say the Omega Electric White has treated me right. It has been one of the most consistent bands that I've shot so far. I really liked Sniper Sling Yellow Point 4, but I feel like they changed their formula a little bit and now it's super spongy. So we're going to actually experiment with some of that later. And I don't know if I have new and old stuff. I think this might be old and that's new. I don't even know these days, but we'll give it a cut and find out. Let me just read through some of these comments. The white draws a nicer line than the green bands. You're right. Yeah. No, I love the white band over the green for that very reason. I actually think I prefer the draw on the green. It is a lighter, spongier draw, but it's not overly spongy, if that makes sense. So that's why I like it. All right. So another little anal thing I do is I take a marker and I grab a set of bands here that I'm about to tie, and I set them up on my little cutting board, and I take a 1/4 inch, move it to a 1/4 inch, and then dot the 1/4 inch on each band that I'm about to tie. Now, it doesn't need to be perfect. Like this one, you'll see, not perfect, but that gives me a nearly perfect positioning for when I'm tying. I need some amber belt for the wind, gentlemen. Amber belt. I cut it at about 7 inches, fold it over, and this is going to be way longer than needed. 7 inches, fold it over, and then cut it again. You can do the math on that for each strip. Papa Shorty's RC, what is up? Welcome to the stream. Thanks for joining. I'm cutting some latex for slingshots right now and tying a new band set up. All right, and I just pop it through like that. I think you guys saw me do that. So now I line up that little dot that I made to the pouch itself, and I just do the half fold, the OTT fold, half over, pinch it into place, just like this. Do, 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 do. Get the jig out. Clamp that into my jig like so. Hook that in there like so into the ball pit pouch hole. Take a sorry, take my piece of black amber belt, give it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stretches. That actually does stretch it out a little further. Then snap that back to stretch the latex. And I just set it underneath and go super simple here. I know you guys can't see what I'm doing. Let me sit this way here. So I just come up under it and I say 1, stick my finger there to hold it, 2, 3, 4. And each pull is just a little bit tighter. Each roll is just a little bit tighter. And then I tie a square knot, and that is right over the left. Tighten it down, and then the left one over the right one. Or the other way is tie it opposite. So if you start with the right strand going over the back side, start with the right strand over the left side the next time. That's how you can remember how to do a perfect square knot. And then we cut the excess off like so. And once I pull it out, I immediately grab the tag end and give it a little yank, just like that. And boom. Now, for me, I know a lot of people cut the tag ends off here, but that's pretty darn short. So I just leave it. I don't even cut them. Ropa, thanks for joining. All right. So with the weather changing today, for me, it was actually a beautiful day out, except for it was windy as all get out. Not a fan of shooting long draw in the wind, so I didn't shoot outside. Instead, I got home from work and took a nap. All right, now again, I am taking the little band tool here, pushing it through the back side of the pouch, and then I fold this over, stick it in there, pull it through. There we go. So I know now that when I tie this up, my tag end will be on the outside of the pouch, not the inside. I match my little dots up and repeat the process. Oh, the other important thing, I almost did it, is make sure your V is the same direction. So now I have the V going the same way on each. Yeah, as you can see. All right. My picture is really grainy, guys. Am I pixelated or grainy to you? Do I need to clean the lens off? Papa, you caught that round table. That's nice, man. I really enjoyed. I'm hoping Andrew continues doing that. If he doesn't, I'm going to pick it up. Before we went live, and even before we had Luke on, Andrew and I were talking about the it's OBS on for your computer, and that's like a streaming service that you can use to stream to YouTube, where you can invite like multiple people on and do, you know, fancy things as well. So hopefully, I know Andrew said he was looking into that. And that way we can be live when we go ahead with another one of those. That would be really cool if he figures that out. If he doesn't, I know I'm gonna. But I'll give him that chance. I know he wanted to do that. And the live is ruined. Dang it. Rex is in the house. What up? Everybody knows that you're not a real dino. What's up, Rex? Thanks for joining me, man. Just sitting here making bands and chit-chatting. But yeah, I want to give Andrew that chance, man. I think that's an awesome idea, and I don't want to jump and steal his idea. I've thought about it for a long time, but he started actually doing it, and I didn't. So I'm just glad he had me on. He's a neat guy too. I really like that dude. The one thing I can say about making bands is it takes forever, especially when you're on a live and reading chats and getting sidetracked. You're just chilling. Trent, what is up? I didn't see you pop in here. One, two, a little tighter. Three, just a little tighter. Four, a little bit more tight. I like them tight. And then first one goes over, second one goes through like that. Boom, tied the knot, and it snapped on me. That's weird. I've never had that happen before. Guess I'm doing that one again. No, I'm doing 20 to 12 right now, Rex, and then I'm going to do some new tapers. Right now, I just needed to make some good old bands that I know, love, and can trust. 2, 3, 4, nice and tight. And then I'm going to do some experimental bands coming up here. I just needed to get a few made so that I had a good set of bands. There we go. An accurate band set that can win you a Woods Course title. That's right. Larry, thanks for joining me, young man. Okay, so that's Larry. That's a great question. My short tag end is very short. That's why I don't have to cut my tag ends at the end. I am using a good old normal clamp. So I put this on the end of my. I just drilled a hole and screwed that in. Put a few. I don't know if you can see it. Few. Man, it's down in that corner. Here we go. Holy cow, there we go. 2 nuts to hold that there. But yeah, so that pinches in pretty good and holds pretty tight. But with the silicone on the end there, keeps it from slipping and keeps it from actually damaging the latex. Papa, making my own bands is what changed the game for me. I used, let me show you this. I just saw this sitting here. So I saw this sitting and I thought you guys might like this too. So a long time ago, I would get my bands off of Amazon. They had an Amazon special that were, well, this is what the band looks like. I think I bought 0.7. I shot short draw. So these are nice and short. But because they were 0.7, they lasted quite a bit, but then they would start breaking or tearing at the edge, right? So at that point, I made my own clamp system, and I think I was using just nails and wood and stuff like that. But I would just cut that end off, cut the pouch off, and then retie the pouch. And this one, you can see I was using crystal string back then, and that's what I started doing. And then I started kind of experimenting more with different lengths, and that's when I realized I could tie my own bands. And after I knew how to tie my own, I think I ordered a slingshot, and a few extra pouches came with the slingshot. So I was like, ooh, maybe I should try this pouch. And so I started experimenting with pouches, and then experimenting with latex. The easiest way, I know I have a template here because I found 20 to 12 is what I prefer. And to be honest, I experimented forever and found 21 to 13 was my preferred cut with this thing. And I cut them as long as I could using this. And I kind of cheat. I think this is, let's see, there, if I can hold this up, you will see on the edge here, there is like a little bump right there. That's so the latex can sit inside of this groove type idea before you hit that bump. But anyway, the bump right there, I just set it on top of the whole thing and use the whole thing. So I'm able to, when measuring here, technically this is 27 and a half long, and I was cutting about 27 or 275 or 280. And, you know, I'd just go over a little. I mean, I'd get it started and run it further. But my settings on this ended up, this is an adjustable taper ruler. If you've not seen one of these used, I'm sure ATO could teach you. In one of his videos, I think is where I learned it from. Maybe. I can't remember if it was ATO or not. But yeah, one of these adjustable taper rulers are awesome. I set this end to, you can see the markings in here, and I set it to 20. I had it set to 20, I think, and it just slid to 21 at a certain point. And this ended up at 13. And it was trial and error. That's where I found it. So when I went to get the templates, 20 to 12 was the closest match I could come up with. So that's what I ended up learning on even more. Leave it on the flat side, one side. Yeah, both of these have, both sides here have the groove, but I always flip the latex around when I'm cutting because this is flat. And when I tighten these up, these little screws, as you can see, protrude. So I don't want to set that on my latex. So I always have it like this with the protrusions up. And then I do my cutting, flip the latex around, cut again. Anyway, and we'll use this to experiment with some other tapers and other sizes. Vinny, I've been making my own bands. I think I started making my bands, like I said, I slowly progressed into doing it with the stupid Amazons, just reusing different Amazon bands that I liked. And I think I was measuring, what was how thick and what was the taper on this band, and then try to use the taper thing myself. And I got into that probably around the same time I started trying to shoot long draw. Al's over here deleting his messages. What'd I miss, Al? Did I miss something? All right, so let's tie another one of these Omega whites. Do that, and I'll read you guys, see what you're saying. Amazon bands are not worth the postage, even with free shipping. I agree. The deal I found on Amazon with that band I was just showing you, those 0.7s, were actually pretty good price for what they were. I think I still have a sealed bag of them. But yeah, once you can cut, roll, out of a roll and make your own, it's so much more cost effective. So much more cost effective. Ooh, I might have cut those a little short. We'll find out. There'll be a tight tie. Marking my bands at 1/4 inch here. just so I know where to put them on my pouch. Make sure this is a bad set. This set actually looks like it's not torn. What's going on here? Is that a good set? I think that might be a good set. Oh, they're shorter than I want them. Look at the difference. That's a lot shorter. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on there. That's not a lot shorter. Yeah, that's shorter. This might be a 280 or something, probably. Set that aside. This is why you should write your sizes on your latex if you run multiple sizes. Pop on your Facebook. Some of the forum guys are selling pre-cuts. Yeah, a lot of people do sell pre-cuts. I know you can, if you talk nicely to Omega Slings, they'll throw in some pre-cuts for you too. Yeah, I'm using all the same pouch. Now, I will say some of these pouches are slightly more broken in and maybe stretched just a bit, but that's by like what, 0.1 to a quarter of a millimeter at most in length after it stretches. But yeah, all right, here's an old band set that, yeah, this one, this is weird. This is my second time I have used this pouch and had bad luck with it. I don't know what's going on, but every once in a while, do you guys get this? Jorge, thanks for joining, man. You'll just not be able to shoot well at all. Suddenly, you're just like all over the place and you can't hit anything. And then you change the band set and you're back on target. Has anybody ever had that? Now, again, I shoot the exact same pouch for everything. This is the same style, but for some reason, I blamed the pouch and not the bands. And I wrote bad pouch ? On here because I really think I have a bad pouch because I remember having that same issue right after making it. Anyway, I think this might be a bad pouch. I don't know what would make it bad, but for some reason I blamed it. So I'm gonna make this again, and if I can't shoot with this set, then I know for sure to throw out this pouch. I don't think it's the pouch. I think it's just something going on in my mind, but who knows? You've had bad cut pouches, Rex? I mean, this lines up just the same as any other. Okay, this is a broken band set. Got a tear in that. All right, so this is the bad one. This is the one off of a normal set here that I liked. Going on the bottom, lining it up. Everything about it looks exactly the same. I really think it's in my mind. Okay, this was the bad one. I'm tying it up, but I'm even going to mark this right here. Let's put it right here. Just a big old B and ? I'll remember what that means. Bad question. Who's going to win ECST? Tim, it's going to be a run for the money between you and me, brother. I got to learn knockdowns, Tim. If I want to actually do the overall winning, I got to learn knockdowns, dude. That is my weakness. I don't know what the problem is, but I built a set of knockdowns, so I'll get some practice in for sure. Maybe I'll be more comfortable with them. Yeah. I don't know why I choke during knockdowns, but we'll see. I'll be honest, guys. I talked a lot of crap before HHST, saying I was going to win the Woods course, and I didn't actually think I was going to. I just wanted to talk the mad smack, and yeah, I guess talking smack helps me because I knew I had to back it up after all the smack I talked. Yep, typical of me talking shit. That's right. Why are knockdowns worth so much? Good question, Trent. I think part of the reason the knockdowns are worth so much is it does show consistent accuracy, being consistent. But I mean, in the Woods course, you still have to walk up to something that's completely different every time and adjust your aim and distance and windage, maybe even, and figure it out, right? Height, distance, all of it, and get that shot. And you have like obstacles in the way. There's trees. There's idiots talking shit in the background, and somehow that's how I thrive. Give me a nice open clear shot at a 40, then I'm gonna miss. Apparently, I got nervous. I will say at ECST this last year, I had been shooting and I knew I had done so well. I mean, I was 1 point under Jordan in the Woods course, and I'd gotten a perfect on the speed shoot. I did really well in the paper target. I did really well in the you'll shoot your eye out saw blade challenge. So I knew that all I had to do was good in the knockdowns. And then I was shaking so bad when I stood up to shoot the knockdowns. I don't get easily, like, it's not the crowd that bothered me. Shooting in front of you guys doesn't bother me. I do it all the time, right? Shooting in front of people isn't what had my nerves racked. It was me being so excited, knowing I can knock down a 40 all day long in my backyard. I'm like, I got this. I'm gonna do well. And then it's the mental game, man. It's the mental game. And I biffed it hard. I choked, man. Rex was giving me the Heimlich. They had to take me out back. I was choking so bad, dude. They were swiping my throat. Like it was horrible. They shouldn't be stressful. Are they getting more stressful for you every year, Tim? I'm curious if the teenage nerves are wearing off. Is that at all, or are you just nerves of steel through and through? Yeah, man, the Sandlot's got to reboot there, Jorge. I will definitely keep the smack talk going. That's going to be the only chance I really get to talk crap to Linder too. It's on the Sandlot, so yeah, that'll be worth it. Get that thing back running, my man. It's going to be winter months for me, so it'll be harder, but I can always shoot them in my garage, I guess. I can actually get 10 meters in my garage, so. All right. At that time. You just coke? You choke, huh? I've never seen you choke, Tim. I mean, I remember you coming out of the woods course, and I was surprised of your score, but it still wasn't an awful score. I was just surprised it wasn't what I thought you had or would have had. So I wouldn't call that a choke, though. Yeah, Rex, that's the truth, man. I'm gonna look at Andy, the winner of ECST. That dude did not care. I remember asking him when he came out of the woods at ECST. I was like, "Hey, how'd you do, by the way?" And he was like, "I don't even know, man. I was just out shooting, having a good time." I was like, "You didn't even look at your score?" He's like, "No, somebody else scored it. I haven't even paid attention." And I was like, "Oh, okay." He was just out having fun shooting with his boys, dude. And that, I'm not lying, that's what did it for me out in the woods course. At HHST, I on the Maddie's Natties, the first shot I took, I mean, I completely missed, and I was like, why am I even worried? I'm just out here having fun with a natty I just barely carved out of a tree stick. Let's have fun. And I scored one under the winner of Maddie's Natties Challenge in the woods. So then in the deep woods course, I went out there, and I went out there with Linder and Robert, and Robert and I had been talking shit the whole time. So we were just having a good time. And I really wasn't paying attention. Although on the last 10 shots of the deep woods course, Linder looked at me before the last 10 shots and he was like, "I've got you, dude. You know I have you beat." And I was like, what do you mean you have me beat? He's like, I'm pretty sure there's no way you can beat me. So I ran a perfect on the last 10. So there's that. A little perfect on the last 10, and that's what got me my score, man. I don't think if I wouldn't have ran that perfect, I wouldn't have tied Nathan. That's for sure. And then shooting with Nathan, man, I literally was just that shootout was just, I was having a good time. I was like, you know what? I get to, everybody's watching me shoot, and everybody's kind of rooting for both of us, and that was cool. I was just having a good time at that point, man. I really, if I would have lost, it was still an honor to be shooting, having a shootout with Nathan Masters. Like that was nuts. And yeah, I was like, hey, I've hit my goal, right? Like whether I win or lose this, I've I've done well enough to be in this position. So I think that's why I did as well as I did shooting the shoot off. I was just having a good time. So Rex is right. Go out, have a good time. It's not about the score. The score makes it fun in a way. At least it does for me. I mean, to each of your own. The competition, I'm competitive with myself mainly. I just want to be able to continue to grow and improve all the way from when you shoot cornhole or bago, whatever you want to call it, to playing Connect Four with my dad. Man, I've always been a competitive person. All right, that's two bands made in, I don't know how long have I been on here. 49 minutes. I've got two bands made. Yeah, this is a quick process, gentlemen. Quick process. Oh, all right. Since I have two bands made, oh, I'm going to go find my soda. It's down here, not back there. Since I have two bands made, I think what I'm going to do is wrap these up and not tie them and start cutting some other fun ones. And I'm going to take some of your advice. I want to hear what you guys think. I want to try, because it's getting cold, I want to try the Simple Shot latex. I have some 0.45. I've cut it at my preferred tapers before, and I just wasn't thrilled. It works, it's decent, but I wasn't thrilled. Dude, Papa Shorty, if you can make it to ECST, man, it is so worth it. There is no reason ever to, you know what? I've been cutting these at 290, and I shoot 280. That's why that other one was so much shorter. It was 10 mil shorter. Come on, Michael. I shoot 280, 290 for wrap and tuck. So I just made wrap and tuck. Okay. Great. So these, dang it, are 290. I realized that because I was putting them in my case, and I've got 280 marked in my case. So, yeah, that's fun. Don't mess with the success of a mega white. No, a mega white is what I truly prefer. But I think what I want to do now is I want to cut this 0.4 Simple Shot. I want to try Simple Shot because it's I know it holds. Excuse me, it holds up well in the colder weather. And I'm here in Indiana, and it's going to get cold soon. So we've got to try cutting some of this. But I think what I want to do is go with a smaller taper so it pulls back easier. I feel like the pole is a little heavy. So I want to cut it longer. So I'll go with 290, and I'll still use this with clips at 290 and maybe a thinner taper. But what should that thinner taper be is the question. Okay. Ooh, that's going to be a little crooked there. Oh, well. So I'm not going to use the template anymore. No. 290 for clips, 280 for clamps. That makes sense. That makes sense. The setup you tried me at HHST. What setup was that, Tim? Give me a reminder of what you showed me. I was shooting the BSB for quite a while, and I really like the BSB. I know that's what you prefer. But I've not tried. Yeah, tell me more, Tim, on the BSB or on the setup. I can't remember I kind of remember you showing me something. I was like, that's cool. Tubes, yeah, not going tubes, brother. Not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Is this the right size? Not even close. Not even close. Oh, I've got a box here. It's like my super organized box, and I've got a magnet up here with my Allen wrenches that I always use and stuff like that. But the Allen wrench I need is not hanging on that magnet, and it makes me mad. Makes me mad, I tell you. What tubes? Okay, BSB Sniper Sling Omega 22 to 14, 9 or 10 inches long. 22 to 14, 9 or 10. Yeah, no, I can't pull back that well, dude. You're a freaking Superman. I don't know how. I don't know how you do that. It doesn't make sense. It's not right, is all I can say. That is way too short. Way too short. This little tool I got off of, I think, Chinese Supply Warehouse, and I love it. It's just a little Allen key. Got a few different Allens, 3 different sizes there, a can opener, whatever this thing's for. I mean, it's a can opener, yes, but maybe a pull tab too there, and then a band tube as well. Pretty cool. Yeah, but it's too short, man. I am, dude, my draw. Do I have a tape measure in here? I don't have a tape measure. Well, snap. I thought I had a tape measure down here. I do not. I've got a big wingspan, is all I'm going to say. So, I mean, I stretch them out, even at 280 or, 11 inches. It's a heck of a pull for me yet at the end. I max them out there. All right. Let's see if this Allen wrench fits. If it doesn't, I'm going to be very, very sad. Okay, it fits. Good. Yeah, I need to build my muscles. That's right. I eat my spinach. My spinach. Ed, I am in the northern part of Indiana. I am up in RV country. It's called Elkhart County. We're not too far from South Bend, which is Notre Dame country. So, yes, I'm about a half hour away from Notre Dame. Half hour, 45 minutes from the campus. So up very north as far north as you can get in Indiana without hitting Michigan, basically. I mean, I'm not right on the border. There is a town above me, but you know what I'm saying. All right, let's go 19. No, 18. There's 20, 19, 18. 18, 10. 1810, ladies and gentlemen. That's going to be. I do draw longer than you, so yeah. And I mean, I'm 20 to 12, but you're doing 22 to 14, so you go with a much thicker pull. But that might actually have to try that too. You know what? I'm going to do that with the sniper sling. That might be perfect for what I need on the sniper sling. I also, I mean, here we're talking heavier pull, but I also want to try getting down. I think I want to shoot smaller ammo. I'm a 9.5 guy, and for knockdowns, I think I might need to make a new setup for knockdowns. A central turn Southern Hoosier. So you're Southern Hoosier. Where are you from, Ed? What area? You're just central area there? Yeah, and I cut this at 290, but I'm using my taper ruler, so I can't do 290. So I'm going to recut this. I'm going to cut this at 11 inches instead. Just 11. I was at 11 and a half. We're going to 11 inches. Just going to use the ruler as a straight guide this time. Took a little bit off of there. All right, so using the taper to cut bands, the taper ruler. Let's do this. Hey, Andrew, what is up? Thanks for joining. I'm just here cutting out some bands, experimenting with. I'm going to try some snipers or simple shot black. This is 0.4. I've always kind of, did I freeze? I've always kind of liked the simple shot black. So I'm gonna try to get into the better lengths and tapers to see if I can dial it in. So I'm super happy with it. Because as you know, Andrew, it's getting cold. Hey, Ed, Andrew is also a fellow Hoosier. All right, so what I'm doing here, guys, is I just take this and line the black part of the ruler up with the edge of the latex, and the clear is overlapping the latex. So that gives me the taper. So let me show you here. As you can see, the clear starts thick down here, gets thin up here. So that's what my band is going to look like when I'm done cutting it. And there are little markings on here so I know what the size is. So I chose, what was it? 18 to 10. 18 to 10. I'm going lighter instead of thicker, heavier. So the thinner the taper, the lighter the draw should be. Okay. All right, cut that. Little nick on the end there. That's not perfect. Gotta work that edge. It's because I'm cutting a little long here. So now that I've cut it, I'm going to flip it over and then run the exact same. Do it to it again. There we go. Oh, once again, this end didn't cut that great, but it's cut, so it pulled off. All right. Might need to change out my blade there. "23 of you just watching me cut and talk crap. That is crazy. You guys are weirdos tuning in into me just to listen to me bullshit while I figure out my own setups here. It's nice of you. Nice of you to break the monotony of band making. Quite often when I'm making bands, I'll either put on some good tunes, throw on some vinyl here. I got vinyl in the background, right there. Listen to some good music on vinyl and or on Spotify. I'm not, an audiophile, but I do like listening to vinyl. But listen to some music, or I'll have a good movie on and I just kind of pay attention to that. Usually it's more like a sitcom or a show, so I don't have to be staring at it constantly. But yeah. All right. I have a feeling I'm going to really like this setup. So what we're going to do is we're going to band this up. We're going to get a pouch on here, tie this up. Once we tie it up, I'm just marking the 1/4 inch again here. And once we tie it up, I'll band up a slingshot, and we'll take some shots with it and see if I can hit anything. And if I can hit some stuff, I'll then put this little guy on there and figure out how good I really am. What is the size of this? I get sidetracked all the time. Webb, take care, man. This is a 15 millimeter target. All right. I've got a pouch. Black on black on black. So some black amber belt. Amber belt for the win. If you're using crystal string, you're doing it wrong. If you're doing hitch knots, you're doing it wrong. Don't do it like those guys. Do it like me. No, I'm kidding. I saw you say something about OBS. I actually told everybody in here earlier, I was talking about you while you weren't here, Andrew, and mentioned that you were working on getting OBS going so that maybe we could do these things live. I'm looking on my phone right now to see what you sent me. Oh, I think I did. Yes, I never did answer you, and I meant to on Sunday. Cool, man. What I want to know, Andrew, is did you find that we can? Are we set to do this live and have people on board? Did you have to do like, what is the like something ninja or something for getting the? Did you have to get another program on top of OBS? So you can invite multiple people in? I want to know, are we going to be able to do this live? Practically Neighbors. What did I miss, Ed? New Lost Wolf, Paracord, got some translation. So yes, dude. I use the castle clips that glow in the dark on my tomahawk and love it. For night shooting, I go out when we go out into the woods. That's one of the things I would shoot. Practically never. I still didn't catch where you're from. I missed your response, didn't I? Jorge, you rushed home from church. Hollidaysburg, about 20 minutes from Union Squash. Oh, nice. You rushed home from church just to hang out with me. Good man. Good man. All right. I've got a band. One of these pouches is a little more broken than the other. Let's go with the less broken in one. I don't know why, but that's what I'm doing. Pull tab, pull. Where's my pull tool? Pull tool. This is the problem with having ADHD and doing this. Mr. Z, welcome. What up? I saw your post earlier. Saw you saying things and forgot to say hello. Found it. I'm excited to actually try shooting this. You just picked up a. Wait, did I see that? Just scored a tomahawk. Nice, dude. Tomahawks are awesome. I've got 3 tomahawks. Squatch, I am not snubbing you. Hello, my man. What is up? Good to see you, Leon. Hope things are healing up quickly for you these days. How much longer do you have, dude, for being on the drive ban? You're not allowed to drive yet? Something to that effect? Is that what I was seeing? I want to see you out shooting again, Leon. That's the thing. Got to get you shooting. You've got such a nice collection. Such a nice collection. I am jealous of what you've got to go shoot. And you're not even shooting them, my man. Sorry, I didn't mean to rub it in, Leon. Church on a Tuesday night, Jorge. I know a lot of churches that like do their Wednesday night gatherings, but on a Tuesday night, you like doing band practice or what? The nurses are hot. That's what it is. That's what it is. He's like, I can't even get in the shower yet. I'm gonna need another sponge bath. Oh, yeah. Getting there, ladies and gentlemen. Almost time for some shooting. Tuesdays and Sundays. All right. Wednesday nights as a kid, I would go to something called Cadets, which was basically my church's version of Boy Scouts. So, yeah. I did that growing up for many years. Interesting and fun. And I wonder, I'll have to find my old cadets book. It was like the Scouts book or whatever, where we get badges and stuff. I wonder if there was a slingshot badge. I'll have to look into that. I bet there was. Of course, I would have assumed Boy Scouts had that, but Rex, do the Boy Scouts don't have a slingshot badge? Is that what you're telling me? Oh no. Dos. Tres. Cuatro. Oh, come on. Cut my amber belt too short to tie nicely. Oh. Got it. Yeah, I don't know why Boy Scouts wouldn't be. That's sad. I know Nathan was going to talk to the Boy Scouts again recently. I don't know if you've interviewed him since he's had that most recent talk with the Boy Scouts, but I would hope they could become fans of slinging. I don't know why they wouldn't be. I mean, shoot, and cadets for me, I know we did actual rifle shooting. I mean, that was part of it. An old interview. Okay. I've heard there's going to be some revisiting with the Boy Scouts. All right. Now, the question is, we've got it banded. We're going to try shooting 9.5, but Out of what? That's the question. Is Tim still in here? This band set's still good. I don't want to take a good band set off. I'm not going to use this guy. I was thinking about shooting this puppy, but you're just going local troop stuff. I see that, Rex. Cool. Butcher, twine, and constrictor knot. Did you not hear me earlier? If you're not doing it like me, Jorge, you're doing it wrong. Don't listen to Jorge. He doesn't know what he's talking about. If you want to be a champion like me, you tie with amber belt. It's that simple. No, I'm kidding, guys. Try any and every way of tying. Okay. I'm not going to use that. You know what? Since I'm shooting simple shot, we're going to try the good old Axiom. And since we have Mr. Axum in here, yeah, that works. Leon, you still in here? I don't know if you've seen this trick. I'm pretty sure this was made by Linder and not you. Might have been you, but I'm pretty sure this one was a Linder one. Anyway, I like yours. I know I have mine on my gray Torque. I have one of yours because you did the twisty job on this end, and that was really cool. But Leon, the coolest thing, this little piece here slides into there and like just holds in there perfect. Such a great idea. Yeah, you got to start them slow, Rex. You gotta ease everybody into it. Yeah, the Pro version is out, Mr. Z. That is so cool of the Scout LT. This Axiom, it is perfect for me. I love it. The only thing that I would complain about this Axiom is the weight on it. And if they come out with a Pro version, I'll have to spend more money. Come on. There we go. That's hanging right. Too much paperwork, though. To change your name, Andrew. That's hilarious. That would be some commitment, man. Change your name to a slingshot name. You can call me Torque. That'd be kind of cool. I'm a little anal about how I band my slingshots, and that's why I prefer clips too. Yeah, I am surprised that there wasn't a had a nicotine lozenge in my mouth, and it's at the very end. It's not fun. It's because I'm no longer vaping. I use this fume thing. It's just flavored air. It gives that hand-to-mouth thing going. It's helpful. Anyway, what was I saying? I read something. Oh, yeah. I don't know why they didn't come up with something where you can add weight into the handle like they did with almost everything else. You would think you would think. That feels right, guys. That feels right. And with the sights, that's going to look right too, I think. Ooh. Ooh. We'll see if I can shoot. What do you guys think? All right. Turtle's just now catching on why your name is your name there, Jorge. You cut the sight off of yours? Come on, man. The sight's what makes this thing so amazing. I love a good sight. Oh! All right. Let's move some of this around. Sorry for the seasickness, y'alls. You can see my catch box and my TV. Let's hope that this goes well and I can actually shoot this and I don't take out my TV. Jorge, you took the sights off of yours too? Am I the only sight guy in here right now? Somebody else back me up, man. Tell them I'm doing it right. Let them know they're doing it wrong. Come on, Al. You prefer the fiber, right? All right, first shot with the new taper. Ooh, that was a smack, like dead on smack, and it felt comfortable. Did it again. Super comfortable. Rex low and left. Sure. Ooh, that was high. 2 out of 3 ain't bad. All right, loosen up, get back in it. Barely nicked it. It spins whenever anything gets close. Yeah, man, I spent some time working a Adreno and figuring that out. Ooh, smacking good, which means I'm center smacking. I'm center punching it. Too bad, Jorge. You're a reference guy too, Al. I'm the only one who prefers fiber in here. Seriously, I was so addicted to fiber sights, guys. I was gluing pieces of fiber to the edge, like my Torque had a piece of fiber on it. I think it still does. My plastic Torque, my Torque Pro, I shoot off the corner. Ooh, to the right. Falling apart now. I blame the latex. See, it's the latex. Go back to Omega White, guys. There was a center hit. Sights are okay for you, Mr. Z? Cool. Okay. No, the fiber on this, on the Axiom, is amazing to me. I think it just glows correctly. It sits. It's a good sight for me. Barely touched it. I have a Wendigo made by Prime Fork that Ethan sold me, and I truly enjoyed that. But the fiber site on it was a little weird. The fiber site started to get to me a bit. And yeah, what am I doing here? Okay. Need this. Sorry, guys. I am making a spinner real quick. I was going to do that, but I'm just going to use the cheap stuff. I was going to do the tubes and make a proper target, but this goes faster, I think. Super easy for me. I just flip a little knot into here like so. There we go. Nice and easy knot there. About that long. Cut. What did I do with the scissors? I knew I grabbed them. I grabbed scissors. Did I not grab scissors? Jackass, you didn't grab scissors. So this is going to move all over on me. So I should make this out of tubes and put knots in the tube so it stays centered. But I'm just trying to do this real quick so you guys can see if I can hit this or not. And I bought a bunch of these little hooks on Amazon. They work great for a quick clip. All right, I'm going to go change the target. Rivet side up. Let's see if I can dent that rivet. Knuckles, the wind gets bad in here, man. I'll tell you, you're not kidding. That's the only reason I miss. That and bad ammo. I shot one this weekend, belonged to Dave. Oh, yeah. Nice, Ed. Yes, long draw is addictive once you learn it, man. Andrew, you have a great evening. Thanks for stopping in, my man. You cut the finger grooves out on your new slingshot that you're designing there, Knuckles? You like some finger grooves, do you? Oh, man, I can't see. I can't see my leather spinner against that red backdrop. I have to change that with black or something. I can barely see it. Miss. Wow, I need to get better lighting on that. To the right. Probably should have kept the 40 going. Oh, I thought you said you were cutting finger grooves for like a handle. You cut your finger is what you were trying to say, but you're just kidding. Okay. Got it. It's a 15 millimeter target hanging there. Got it again. I'm shooting at about, I'd say 8 to 9 meters right now. Way off. Got it again. Let's take a look. Let's see what kind of damage I'm doing to that spinner already. Well, guys, the spinner's holding up pretty good. Man, is this just bad lighting or what? Anyway, the cool part is the shiny spot you see at the very bottom of this rivet. That is a ball mark. That's a dent, yo. Not too bad, huh? Not too bad. Some decent shooting. Decent shooting. But I can barely see it, so I'm going back. Rex, you still in here? No, I thought I had a Rex target down here, but I don't. I don't have a Rex target. I was going to shoot some Rex targets. Thank you, Knuckles. I'm a good shot. That's all it is. This is why everybody needs to do it like me. I think it is to Adam Cantrell. Mikey sent it to me, and he couldn't remember. He just remembered hearing me say, I wish I would have picked a leather spinner up at ECST. So it could be, because Ethan said, I got you, buddy. It could be that Ethan might have had my address already, too, because he sent me that Wendigo, so maybe it wasn't him. Anyway, Mikey threw this in, said he had one laying around, threw it in for me. And yes, I'm happy to have it because, damn, man, I like these little targets. Come on. Sorry, guys. I'll be right back. Screw it. Screw it. I was trying to tie another knot in it so I could hang my my Larry Stroud up, but yeah, if I hung it now, it would just slide back and forth on me like this one was doing, and that's annoying. So got to make some target holders for all of that. Sorry to only show my mouth there. That's annoying. There we go. Now you can see me and the target. Yep. Okay. I'll definitely come out to ECST just for fun. And if you do well, that's an added bonus, right? They get smaller. All right. I'll pick one up from Adam. I've spoken to him a few times, and yeah, he's a great guy. Adam's a lot of fun. He and Dave were sharing an area for a setup down at HHST and got to hang out with them. And I've talked with Dave on the phone once or twice. Good guys. fun people. We Dave talked us sending in a little love letter to Ethan too, who wasn't at HHST, and yeah, that was fun. Ethan kept sending me messages through people, and they were all mean messages. So I left a nice mean message to him too back. Where has Ethan been, man? That dude needs to get back at it. I miss that guy. Just seeing if I missed any of the comments, guys. Sorry. Yeah, Ethan's been working a lot. Hey, man, I get it. Life happens. Life happens. I get home and I'm like, oh, man, it would probably be prime time to go live. It's like 5 o'clock ECST, which is a decent time to go live. And instead, I get home and I take a nap, pass out. Dang, guys, I think I found it. I think I like this taper. I like the taper a lot. This might be my cold weather band. We'll see. Now the real question is, can this throw any distance? Like, I want to be able to shoot at least 30 meters, and I'm sure I'll get drop with this setup, but it feels fast enough. Shoot the pick. That would be interesting. You know, there are some locks that probably just shooting it with ammo would open them. Manuel, thanks for joining, man. I'm realizing I probably should have gone vertical with my phone for this entire stream so that I'd pick up all the weird randos in the middle of the night. Have you guys ever just scrolled through the lives on YouTube at night? It is some fanatics. I mean, some weirdos. It's people are weird, man. And YouTube is weird. Came across a dude who was singing karaoke, and it was awful, and he just it was all weird, and I even commented, this is the most normal thing I've seen all night, or something like that, like, because it was, which was kind of weird. Only sane people. That's right. This group is full of normal, sane people. We're the most normal bunch of people I know. All right, I got to go get ammo. I'll be right back. Yeah, the most normal, sane bunch of hillbillies I've ever met. Yeah, this feels consistent, feels good. I'm digging this band. The taper coming down to what I do, 10, 18, 10. I think that's what I did. The 10 part bothers me. Oh, that was low. 10 feels a little thin, down at the end here on the pouch. And that feels like it's going to break faster and easier than normal, but I know simple shot bands hold up pretty well, so maybe I don't need to worry about that. Ooh, did you hear that? That was dead center. I wish I had a chronograph. I do not. I am curious at what I'm throwing these at. It feels about similar to what I'm normally throwing, maybe a little less. Deneen, welcome. Well, you missed me cutting bands and making bands, but I've now made these, and I'm just trying them out. See how it feels. And I am nailing that 40 and dropping ammo. Knuckles. Yeah, I'm glad you caught the live too. Today, here in Indiana, Deneen, it hit 80 degrees. It was a beautiful summer day. A little windy, but a beautiful summer day. How was the snow up in your area? Yeah, man, they are cheap enough. I don't know why I haven't just ordered one. I need to get one because, again, I have been seriously thinking about changing up my ammo and type of shooting for knockdowns. And if I do that, I really do need to figure out what kind of speed I'm shooting and that sort of thing. And Deneen, I'm just making fun of the snow, man. I live in Indiana, so I'm just off of Lake Michigan far enough that we get what's called lake effect snow. So we'll get dumped on is my prediction this year. We've had some really light winters recently, but I think this winter is going to be extreme conditions. You got a foot of snow. Oh my gosh. I'm not ready for that yet. Whoo! Guys, are you hearing that snap? When it hits that hard, you know you're center punching this. Jorge will tell you I fixed the thumper in my box. Oh, I missed. Barely caught it. Deneen, what are you going to order? What are you looking at here? Have you been to what sites are you looking at? What are you thinking about picking up? Oh, now I can't hit. Trapper D's got a little over a foot. Where's Trapper at? Where's he located? There we go. Trapper's in Alaska too? I didn't realize that. There we go. Back on target. Oh, way off. Way off. I don't even know why. I'm going to say it's a sudden gust of gravity. Rex recommended the Aries or the Medusa. Those are both great. Yes, good starts. I'd go with the HDPE models. They're the cheaper plastic stuff. You don't need to go with the custom $100 when you're first learning or $160 ones. Go with the $30-$40 range. I prefer to tell people on Omega slings, they've got the Tomahawk, and the Tomahawk from Wasp is a really good one, and you can get clips with it, so they just clip in real nice and easy. This is from Simple Shot, and this is the Axiom, which I really like. But yeah, the Wasp swing shots from Omega slings are just great too. Really good slings. I am not brand specific or loyal. I am loyal to all things Slingshot and all things Slingshot companies. I love Simple Shot. I love Omega. Mikey is awesome. Nathan is awesome. Both really good people. Both very approachable, very friendly, and yeah, wherever you order, it's great. You'll have a good experience from anybody of those two websites. Yeah, definitely. I think you can get the Aries still in HDPE. I think they still have some of those if you can do that. The Medusa definitely. The Medusa has tubes, and with Alaska and it being cold, or at least it has a way to rig the tubes into it. And tubes are probably better for cold weather. Maybe not. I don't know. Anybody want to correct me on that? Would tubes be better for cold weather? Tubes are just slower in general, but I just feel like they last longer and might be better performer in winter. Am I wrong? Am I wrong on that? Am I wrong saying that? Deneen, if I'm giving you bad advice, sorry. The neat thing about the Medusa is you can use flat bands and or tubes. So that might be the way to go anyway. But the Tomahawk with flat bands is really nice. Sniper Sling. Sniper Sling. Did I say Sniper Sling? Sniper Sling is a great brand. Simple Shot. I meant Simple Shot. Nathan Masters owns Simple Shot. That's where this sling came from. Sniper Sling is another brand out there, and they make some great custom slings. And they have some other just good slings out there too. And Omega carries some of the Sniper slings, so you don't have to wait for it to ship from overseas. And they're usually a little cheaper from Omega slings. But yeah, Simple Shot is the other brand. Sorry. This is a Sniper sling. I got this on Omega slings. This is the Pelican. The reason I like this is you can change the fork width to your liking. I'm a 90 millimeter, so I have this opened all the way, but you can shut it down into about an 80 millimeter, which is kind of cool. And I am a big fan of the offset handle and sliding the pinky hole in like that and shooting like this. So I really like this sling as well. I've got a whole bunch of different styles of slings, but that's kind of a style, the offset handle and pinky hole. I'm a big fan of. The offset handle, Tomahawk has an offset handle, and yeah, I like it a lot. And it can be gripped like this and or braced. I shoot brace like that. So when I'm pulling back, I'm just kind of bracing everything against the thumb and finger here. But you can also grip shoot like this. Let's see if I can shoot this grip style. There you go, even with a hit. But yeah, Tomahawk is meant more for the brace style, which is nice. I have an HDPE red and white Medusa. Yeah, Omega always throws in some small extras, which is really nice. Um, the one reason, Deneen, I would say Simple Shot might be something you'd want to look at too is it usually if you order a sling from them, you get like two sets of bands. You get a handful of clay ammo and a handful of normal ammo or steel ammo as well, which is really nice for beginners. You get everything you need right there from Simple Shot. But Omega, if you let Mikey know you're new to it, he'll throw in some pre-made bands too. So if you like write him a note or email in before you make the order and say, "Hey, I'm going to place this order. I'm new. I need some bands. What will you charge me?" That sort of thing. He'll probably just get you some bands in there since it's your first order. Mikey's a good guy like that. Mikey and I pretend to hate each other, but he has a secret man crush on me. He just doesn't want to admit it. And as you can see, Omega for the win. Omega bands is how I won my Deep Woods course. I love those bands. The Omega White, they're great. Jorge, thanks for hanging out, man. I've been on here for nearly 2 hours now, so appreciate you wasting your time with me. You have a good night, man. Take care. Wasp Enzo clips glow in the dark. Have four of them from Omega. Heck yeah, dude. Yeah, mine was the Tomahawk. I have three Tomahawks. I've got the smiley face that I pestered Mikey about for a long time. I was like, get the smiley faces in, dude. I'm always posting the smiley face and laughing. It is so me. I need it. And yeah, he finally sent me that sucker. But I have a gray one and then the snow camo, the black and white camo Tomahawk. And then I got a bunch of different of the castle clips. So because I like fiber, I like sights. Those castle clips make a great little sight on the Tomahawk. Castle or crown, whatever you want to call them. And I got those in glow in the dark and red and black. And yeah, love it. Love it. I just want to warn you, Deneen, it's a rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole. You'll start off with just one little sling, and the next thing you know, you'll get two slings, and then those slings will mate, and you'll suddenly have uh, a flock of slings. Look at that. Because it takes a while to find the one that, that's just the perfect one for you. It took me a while to kind of figure out what I like, what width, and that sort of thing. So, um, but you'll figure it out in due time, and it's a great hobby to get into, and you really can't go wrong. A sling is a sling is a sling. That's really what it truly comes down to. You just, as you progress in the hobby, you start to realize, oh, if I did this, or if it was a little more like this, I could do this, and then you kind of figure the things you like the most about each sling. Oh, okay, Deneen. I'm so sorry for throwing too much information at once. Okay, right now I'm shooting flat bands. These are flat bands. This is just latex, is what we call this. And then there is tubes. Tubes are familiar to people because that's what usually shows up on, the old wrist rockets that people got when they were kids and stuff like that. Tubes are just round and hollow, and there's different sizes of tubes. I have here what's called 1632. So I think the inner diameter is 16 and the outer is 32. And that's why they call it a 1632 band. And you tie a pouch onto this, and then you can shoot your Medusa. Because the Medusa, you wrap it in and it stays on friction style. With latex or with flat bands, I use a clip system to just tighten in and clamp it onto my sling so I don't have to do the wrap and tuck and tie the flat band on. So clips are nice to have. I would recommend anything clipped. The Medusa isn't clipped, but it has holes in it for bands, so you kind of the tube through the Medusa, and then that friction holds, and you can still shoot that way. Now I shoot long draw, Deneen, like from here all the way behind my ear. That's long draw. I recommend when you first start off to start off with short draw, and that's by pinching the ball here like this and bringing it to your mouth and shooting like that. Now, I would do a shot like that, but these bands are cut too long because I'm a long draw guy. So I'd have to shorten these bands way up to shoot like that. But I prefer long draw, but I started with short draw. That's where you should start with tubes or with flat bands. Shoot short draw. All right, Knuckles, take care, man. Thanks for coming out, stopping in. I appreciate you hanging out as long as you did, man. I think I'm not going to be too much longer myself. And the latex that you get will be in different thicknesses and different tapers. And so there's a lot to learn, Deneen, but, just get yourself a slingshot, get some bands to go with it. Email Mikey if you're getting Omega slings. If you're going with simple shot, some bands will come with the sling that you buy, and there will be instructional videos. Honestly, for a brand new beginner, I would probably recommend the simple shot setup first, just because you kind of get everything you need. And there's a little card in there with some YouTube video links that will get you up and running right away. Omega has some starter packs, but you have to personally ask for that starter pack, and they'll throw in some bands for you and stuff like that. But yeah. I joke that simple shot is the gateway drug, and then Omega is for us serious addicts. But they have some great beginner slings too. Don't get me wrong. If you order whatever you order, you're not going to be ordering wrong. I'll tell you that. A sling is a sling. So don't get overwhelmed by it. A sling is a piece of something cut into some sort of Y shape that you're tying some stretching material to, or clipping some stretching material to, and then you're shooting ammo down range. And my ammo here is a steel ball. I shoot 9.5 or 3/8 steel. You can get clay ammo as well. There's a big bottle of clay at Walmart. You could probably find in the shooting section. near the BB guns, they usually carry clay ammo as well there. And that Walmart clay is some of the best clay I've ever found. The clay is a little safer because it's not gonna, the clay, if you hit something hard, it just turns into dust. Steel dents, breaks, shatters things. But steel's better for shooting or hunting. I mean, I wouldn't hunt with clay. You hunt with steel. Some people make their own lead shot, but steel ball bearings, the way to go. I do have a video from a while back on my regular videos on my channel talking about the Amazon ammo that I buy. There's two different types that are preferred by us, and I go with the cheaper Chinese version stuff. A lot of people shoot 1/4 inch. A lot of people shoot 8 mil. I shoot 9.5. A lot of people shoot 9.5 too. Yeah, safety glasses to start. I highly recommend that. I mean, I'm wearing eyeglasses. I couldn't see the target without these. So safety glasses, I should probably have some specially made for me. So far, I've been lucky. And I'm real lucky. I haven't taken my TV out yet. Deneen, you said something about me hitting that TV in a comment, and I have had where I started to pull back just like this, and it slipped out. So I had an impact right there, and then it bounced this way, and just it bounced all over this room. And this room, if you look around, is my arcade room. So I have a TV there. I have an old school TV there. What's scarier is I have arcades right there, like a big TV there, another arcade. Like, yeah, I could have done some damage. So it's a little butt puckering shooting down here sometimes. I've had one fork hit, and that's when the ball hits the fork of the frame and not going through the frame or over the top of the frame. And I hit the fork, and then I hit my radiator up here right there. You can see the dent there, or at least I can. You may not be able to see that mark. But anyway, yeah, that was scary too, but I didn't break anything. So yeah, I don't want to break the TV. It's just a matter of time before something happens to that TV, though. Typically, when you fork hit, it goes off to, for my shooting, I shoot with my left hand, and I pull back with my right hand. So if I'm going to hit the fork, it's going to go off that way towards my pinball machine and my arcade machine. I mean, that's probably what would break first in this area, because that would be the most likely mistake. Shooting that far left would be a very weird incident for me. Oh, Al, I've got every game. So the arcade machine is what they call a MAME machine. And I can play any arcade game that you can think of for the most part on that arcade machine. It's got the Tempest spinner, and it's got the ball too on it. So a lot of availability for different games. I love Missile Command. I love Asteroids. I'm an Atari guy, so those older arcade games is what I grew up on. But like racing games, I could use the spinner as the steering wheel. But if I'm going to play a racing game, I'll probably emulate that on another machine like my PC where I have a driving wheel and then I can actually use the wheel. But I also collect, I don't know if you've seen my Atari collection or Nintendo collection. I collect for the Atari 2600 and the Nintendo, the original Nintendo system. I have some Super Nintendo stuff and some N64 stuff as well, but I also emulate everything, which just means computer. I have little computers that can play every console game too, from Sega, PlayStation, all the way to PlayStation 3. I can emulate on a computer and switch even if I wanted to. But I mainly stick with the old stuff. Yes, I'm that old. I'm that old. The old 2600. Recently, my brother and his girlfriend found her Atari 400 computer. I'm sorry, she has the 800 XL, and I refurbished that, got it up and running. I was pretty proud of myself. She's got a Donkey Kong game with it, and yeah, it's pretty cool. It works. It's a little fuzzy, but you know, it's going to be slightly fuzzy. RF signal on a new TV is never crispy. Oh, too high. I knew that was a bad shot when I shot it. Oh, yeah, man, dude. I'd go to the bowling alley and spend my quarters so quickly. I was addicted. The neat thing is, I'll just be switching through some of these games. I've got like a long list of all the arcade games, and I'll see something and it's got little video clips of each game. And I'll be watching the video clip and I'm like, ooh, that looks interesting. And I'll start playing it. And as I'm playing it, memories will flood back. And suddenly I'll remember exactly where I was, what friends I was with at the time, and how well I was playing the game. Like it's amazing. And I do that with like old Nintendo games too, that I find I'm playing a Nintendo game on the emulator, or I bought one because, oh, this game sounds interesting and I kind of remember playing this game, and I'll be playing it and I'll get to like a certain level and I'll remember hanging out with one of my childhood friends from school on a sleepover, and us sitting on the carpet. I'll remember the color of the carpet and us just staring right at the TV, right in front of the TV. Like, it's nostalgia is a hell of a drug, man. It's pretty cool. And that's why I collect and still am addicted to all these old games. So my Space Invaders was the game my mom and dad were addicted to. My mom bought my dad the Atari 2600. She would squirrel away her lunch money that was budgeted. I mean, they lived on a pretty tight budget when I was really young, and she kept squirreling her lunch money away so that he wouldn't see that she was saving up to buy this Atari. And she bought it on Christmas, or got it for Christmas for my dad. And it came with the game Skiing. And I remember specifically that Christmas day sitting in between my mom and my dad on the floor in front of this small little black and white TV that they hooked up right there in the living room, and or family room, whichever one didn't have the other TV. And anyway, they'd play, and then they would hand the controller to me. I would play, and I'd hand it to my dad. My dad would play, then he'd hand it to me, and I'd play, then I'd hand it to my mom. So I got a turn in between every one of their turns. It was a great Christmas day. All right. So I was right. This shooting short, or shooting at 10 millimeter, I've got a tear already in my band. Can you see that? There's the tear. That's not good. Don't like the tear. once you get a tear, you need to stop shooting, because especially around here, that tear, I could have some bad shots. So I'm done. You guys saw me shoot this. You saw how many shots that took to get that tear. So that's not thick enough. So I've got to go 12 millimeters on the end. I cut this at 10. I got to go back to 12. So maybe I'll go to 16 here, or maybe I'll keep it at 18. Because this is light. This is a nice light draw. So I bet I could get away with 12 and 18 instead of 18 and 10. I think that's what I'm going to do. I appreciate you guys for sticking around. Yeah, I'm not shooting that out. You guys are awesome for hanging out. This has been a 2-hour live. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Anyway, stay on target. Thanks for listening to me just babble away. You guys are awesome. Catch you on the flip side. Take care. How do I turn this thing off? Technology, I tell you.